Hey, 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 happy Mommy Mondays. Good afternoon, morning, evening, wherever this finds you. I am super privileged to come here to do a part two. You guys, last week we talked about motherhood versus social media. If you have not seen it, please go see part one. It'll help you understand what today's conversation is. But if you haven't seen it, you'll be able to still chime in. But I'm telling you, last week was so good that we're spilling over into another week. And so if you're new to Mommy Mondays, welcome. I am Kia Ortiz. I am here with open, honest, transparent topics that are important to us. And today's topic is social media. How is it impacting us, impacting our kids, and how do we manage it all? Especially because we're not hating on social media. Here, we like social media. I mean, I'm seeing you face to face. Well, you see my face, but I'm seeing you virtually because of social media. So how can we hate on it? But we can honestly say it needs its time and its place. So I'm going to wait a few moments for everyone to join in who's joining us live today. And those of you that are returning, you know it. We love to hear from you. Put in your comments your name, where you're from, what is your idea on today's topic. I have some good information I want to share with you, some good videos. And we're going to dive in today with open minds just to kind of gauge where we really are with social media. And I'm trying to make sure, as always, let me know if y'all can hear, see me okay. Y'all know how social media likes to do me. Okay, there we go. And while we're waiting, I want to show you guys just the beauty of motherhood. Because I'm telling you, nobody can mother you how a mother can mother you, okay? Hey, Kiki. Hi, Mama Annette. Hey, you guys. Look at this shirt that someone blessed me with. Thank you, Kiki. Motherhood is my ministry. And on my sleeves, y'all, she put my baby's names. And I'm telling you, she blessed me with it because I was just talking to her in passing. I was like, talking about motherhood, all that kind of stuff. And I told her I would love a shirt that just says "Motherhood is my ministry," right? Because I really believe as moms, as women, we have to take ownership of motherhood. And that we got the school system, we got the government, all these people telling us what we're supposed to be like. But if we take ownership and realize it's our ministry, what a beauty. And so she comes to me weeks later, hey, I got something for you. And she gives me this. Y'all, if you follow me on Instagram, she's Spirit Up by Designs, and she's also on Etsy. I'll make sure I'll put in the chat her business, because what a blessing if you sent it to another mom, a shirt like this, y'all. And it look, and y'all know how I am my clothes. If y'all saw the closet thing I did, I love soft. So she made it soft. Like, I didn't even, let me tell you something real quick. Let me calm down. God knows your heart, okay? He knows every detail. And my father knew, without me saying this to this beautiful woman, I only wear sweatshirts that have the soft interior. So, I was done when I put my hand in that sweatshirt and I rubbed around, and it was the Lord sent you, didn't he? I smell you. You've been in his presence. I'm like so done. Look, y'all, so excited. But yes, custom sweatshirt. She has some stuff. She has even cute bows, all kinds of stuff. I'll make sure again I'll put it in there. But I just had to wear it today, loud and proud, as we talk about motherhood and social media. So last week, just a quick recap. We talked about is social media real or fake? And really, at the end of the day, if we're just honest, it comes down to the conclusion of who cares, right? At the end of the day, we as the consumers are the ones that dictate how it impacts us. Can we at least agree on that, right? Because I can't sit here and try to pinpoint who's real, who's fake. I'm going to highlight some things to you as to when you can identify those things that may be important to you, because you might not care. But just some things to point out to you as a content creator, as someone that's in that space. I see a lot of behind the scenes that I'm going to share today that I think is important for you to know, especially with your children. But our reality comes from what we consume. So whatever you're watching, whatever you're doing, that becomes your reality. Okay. Just think about it for a second. If you spent all weekend looking at romantic movies, right? You want to be in love. Or you consuming a show and you wake up like Lord of the Rings and you done with the series and somebody got to calm you down, let you know you ain't got no dragon in the backyard. You get really, you really get engaged in what you consume and it becomes your reality, right? So this whole conversation is about a reality check. Let's get open and honest and transparent about social media, what it's for, why do we watch it, why are you on social media, and what are your children engaging in? I think that's so important. Watching Love is Blind, right? How many of you guys, if you saw the 50-part series, Who Did I Marry? How many of you guys looked at men and was like, you invested 50 minutes of your life, and now you look for red flags everywhere. I'm just telling you, what we watch, what we consume becomes our reality. And so today I want to first start with a few videos to show you what we see as content creators. We talked about last week a lot of stuff we see. It doesn't matter really to the content creator if their goal is money. It doesn't matter if it's cringe, like if it makes you ugh, or if it excites you, like engage you. Long as they're getting the views, that's all they care about. And so I want to share you why, as content creators, as an influencer, some of the stuff that you see is very common. And if you open your eyes, you'll kind of begin to see, wow, there's an agenda behind the agenda. Okay. So, first one I want to show you. Beautiful young lady, but she's telling us about
I made in my first month as a TikTok creator. Do not make the same mistake that I made and not read the requirements of what videos qualify for this program. I made huge mistakes. As you can see, only 1.4 qualified because I didn't read the requirements.
And that's out of 12 million views, so please don't be an idiot.
They cannot be a stitch or duet. I have a video at 5 million views. It was a stitch. I have another video that's almost at 1 million views. It was a stitch. So with the majority of my videos not even counting, I made almost $2,500. More.
Okay. I wanted to show you this because this young lady is new to TikTok, right? Her whole platform is about her journey on making money on content creating. Okay. In 1 month, though she did not get all the credit for all of her views on her page because there are certain qualifications to get paid for views, just off of 1.4 million views, she made almost $2,500 a month. $2,500 a month. Now think to yourself for one moment. By just posting content on TikTok, how would you feel if you made $2,500 this month? Put in the chat. Some of y'all be like, yo, I'm gonna put my 2-week notice next week. I'm done. I'm out. I'm a content creator. I'm an influencer. Okay, this is why a lot of people are saying we're not going to have barbers anymore. We're not going to have doctors. We're not going to have lawyers. We're going to have content creators because of stuff like this. Well, if you're a content creator, this is some other stuff that you may see, or an influencer.
These 3 things if you want to go viral in 2024.
Number 1.
Stop making videos without an engaging hook. Here's some example hooks that you can use in your videos. People are upset about, insert why somebody might be upset.
People are very upset with Nadia for making a joke.
Blank just made a huge mistake.
Logan Paul just made a huge mistake calling out this brand.
Use this secret to, and then give them a secret to something like. Use this secret to grow your social media in 2024.
Number 2.
Okay. The main reason why I want to show you this one is, did you notice how he said if you want to go viral, you need to have an engaging hook? That means you need something to bring someone in. This is why you'll see a lot of those videos where it says something just outlandish or just crazy in the beginning. You're drawn into it and you might see a wait to the end or wait for this. I can't believe this happened. Like it just makes it so dramatic. And they'll keep calm with their conversation. And by the end of it, you're like, I mean, okay. It's because you get paid based off the views of how long people are on watching what you're doing. Okay. So that's why you'll see a lot of stuff. They'll share information, but they'll save the best one for last, or they'll do different things to get you drawn in and just keep you there. And you just keep watching because that's how they get paid. Again, I'm not knocking it. I'm just giving you the intel of what goes on, because you might not see this on your pages. And I'll tell you why you probably won't see a lot of this on your page. But as someone that's in this space, I'm telling you all the time, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, back office stuff, they're always saying, engage, make this video got this many views, this got this many likes. It's constant, it's berating your mind. And if you are in that space, because that's what you're doing, that's what the algorithm will flood you with. And so that's why you see a lot of people just posting. Another thing you might see, they'll post so much all the time. On TikTok, they say you should post at least 2 times a day. On other platforms, they say 1 time a day. So even if sometimes the stuff is not even relevant to what you may like from that content creator, they're going to keep posting, because that's how you, that's how they say you get engagements. That's how they say you get these things. And so that's why you'll see a lot of content from people, because you have to keep flooding the algorithm, keep flooding the system, so that way they can show what you're sharing. Okay. Another thing I want to share.
It's motivation to start posting on TikTok. It's been a little over a week and I've already made $825. And the thing is, I should have made a lot more, but my RPM is very shit. People usually make $1 to $2 per 1,000 views, so imagine how much money I could have made with 2 million views if my RPMs were good.
I didn't mean to get out of that, but $1 to $2 per view. Okay, this is what we're dealing with. There are people on TikTok, social media, or Instagram. We're talking about people, and this is just views. We're not even talking about brand deals. They are making thousands of dollars off views. So it does not matter. Like we said last week, it does not matter. They want the views, the clicks, the likes. That's why you get a lot of clickbait. That's why, as far as is relevant to us as mothers, as women, we see a lot of women just putting their business out there, just doing the most. And we can see it on either side of the spectrum. We can see, negative stuff. We can see positive stuff. But it's very alarming. Like we said last week, you'll start seeing mom content, women content, all pretty much saying the same thing, because somebody got so many views, so many likes. Now everybody wants a piece of that. So they start saying the same thing. They start doing the same thing, right? Have you noticed that nowadays we see a lot more women in the more traditional dresses and cooking and looking just like so? Or we may see there was a period where everybody was against, having a village. There was a period where everybody was making everything from scratch. I think we're still kind of in that. But there was a period where default parenting was a huge thing, right? And again, if this is what you're consuming, default parent, I'm the default parent, everything falls on me. I'm so resentful. I'm so irritated with my husband. He's always asked me, what should I be doing, versus just looking around and see what he needs to do. If that's what we're seeing all the time, that becomes our narrative. And so I told you last week, that's part of my pitfall when I first started social media. I'm watching this stuff. And next thing I know, I'm looking at Jonathan, rolling my eyes like, she was right. I am the default parent. She was right. Yes. I can't stand when people say it takes a village, because I don't got a village. Does that make us want to be accountable? Is that encouraging us in our mental health? Is it encouraging us in our relationships? And that's why I don't think it's motherhood like against social media, like we about to beat up social media. No, I mean a sense of we got to get real on some things because there's a lot of things that we're harboring in our hearts because we've allowed it into the windows of our soul. There's a lot of things that we're harboring in our heart and our mind because of what we consumed, either by our ears or by our sight. And so oftentimes I want to present to you, could it be some of the comfort or the just some of the irritation we may have with motherhood? Is there any part of our life that we've opened a door that we've engaged with that has made that feel like that's okay or that's the norm? I know for me, there was a period of time beating myself up because, for example, when Ava was first born, all I wanted to do was just sleep. Just wanted to sleep. I don't care about laundry. I don't care about anything else. So my house was a mess. And I would feel guilty because if I'm watching another mother in her season, in her space, doing it, which I wish I was doing it, but I just can't. That's not where I'm at. I'm going to be very resentful for being a mom, a new mom. I'm going to be resentful towards my husband. I'm going to hate my house. I'm going to hate my life. Oh, wait, now the buzzword is depression. So now I'm depressed. Oh, wait, now the buzzword is anxiety. Now I'm anxious. And so if we're not watching that, if we're not managing that, that becomes our way of living. And so part of our management conversation today, okay, I want to ask you, how are you managing the social media space? What are some parameters that you have set? And even if you're just like, well, Kia, watching these two videos, I'm going to go away with the mindset that I'm really looking for a dopamine hit. I'm really looking for that good feeling. I'm really looking for that laugh or whatever that case may be. Bet at least you're aware. And so on those times, instead of just doing this, maybe go do something that you like that'll give you that hit. If you're creative, go paint, go listen to some music, go run your bath water, go be with your kids. Find something else versus just always defaulting to social media. And again, I'm not saying it's bad. I think it has its time and its place. But if we're looking at our screen time and it's saying, 8 hours, 5 hours a day, what could we have done to get that feel, that escape that we may be looking for? And so for me personally, I'll give you 3 things that has helped me manage the social media space because I like it. I'll be honest. I don't like being on social media, but I like seeing some of this stuff because it's funny or it gives me ideas, as I'm sure it does you. So one thing I do is I do not get on social media until I have prayed. And the conviction has been so real. Like if I go to, and I love so many people on social media, if I go on social media and I have not had my time with the Lord, the conviction is like a dagger to my heart. Like I used to say in a time in my life, I don't have time to pray. I don't have time to read my word. But then if I look at my screen thing and I'm seeing where I'm putting my time, I'm like, yeah, God, I can't do that. So I don't get on social media unless I've prayed. You have to pray. And sometimes I woke up late, we're ripping and running, and I didn't even get to pray until the kids lay down for a nap. So guess what? I did not go on social media all morning because I have to be intentional in that space because imagine again, if that's what you're consuming, I need to consume the word. I need to consume my time with the Lord because motherhood is my ministry. And so if I go out here and I'm running off of social media fumes, what are my kids getting? Are they getting the best of me? Oftentimes not. So that's the one thing that I personally do. And again, let me know what you do to kind of help manage it, because I know there's a lot of people that feel overwhelmed by social media, so they get off completely. But I don't want it to be a fear space. If that's what you want to do, amen. But I don't ever encourage anything to have dominion over us so much so that, oh no, I just can't. No, I choose not to. And here's why. Another thing that I do with social media is I keep asking myself why. Why am I getting on? If I'm going on to post something, then I go and post and I hop off. If I do have some downtime and I do scroll, okay, I'm scrolling through because I just want to laugh, or because I want some information on uh, consecrate. Where's some new things that are going on Canva? Because I like that. So just asking ourselves why. So I ask myself why. The last thing I do, I put a time limit on it. Y'all, how in the world does it feel like you're washing dishes forever, but you're on social media and an hour goes by and you're like, wait, what? You scrolling and the thing after the thing after the thing, and then you go on a rabbit hole. Like even with that Cat Williams video, man, that put me on a rabbit hole. I was in stupor for 2 hours. Poor babies were hungry. Again, that conviction. I was on longer than the hour that I said I would be. So a time limit, okay. And the last thing I wanted to share with today's topic is there's something called an algorithm. I know you may have heard it, but I need to educate you on what it's doing to us as consumers. We know now what it's doing as far as content creation and influencing. It's just constantly berating us and motivating us to do things so we can make money or to get the views or the likes, whatever it is that we are looking for, or people to buy from our shop. The algorithm wants you to stay on social media as long as possible. Okay. The whole idea is to keep you on that platform. It sounds real demonic, right? But that's the whole idea, to keep you consuming. So the algorithm is based off of what you are watching. So if you're watching fitness videos, do not be surprised that all it keeps giving you is fitness videos. If you're watching, let me see, for example, if you're watching mom content all the time, it's going to keep giving you mom content. If you are engaging with illicit stuff, it's going to keep giving you that. So it's going to keep giving you what it sees you watch. It's going to keep giving you what it reads you posting, because it reads what you're posting about. So don't be surprised you post today about, girls trip, and then next thing you know, girls trip, because you just told the algorithm that's what you're interested in. So that's what's going to keep doing. Okay. And so oftentimes you have to go into your history and clear out your history. So that way it's not keep giving you the same thing. You're also going to, if there's someone that you like, I know I hear people all the time, I didn't know you post that. You have to clear out your history, or you have to come sometimes and go directly to the Mommy Mondays page so it can show up on your feed again. Because if you haven't seen something in a while, or if I haven't posted in a while, the algorithm is going to say, oh, you're not interested in that. And so you're not going to see anything. And so the algorithm is built off of what you are consuming. So if you don't want to see something, if you don't want to see somebody, you have to hit the dislike button, or you need to clear out your history. But you're not seeing organic stuff like we used to. Everything is very orchestrated to keep you on social media. So that's why in that educating ourselves about motherhood versus social media, it's important to know that it is not built for the betterment of your mental health. It is not built for the betterment of your social well-being. Okay, that's in interacting with other people. It is built to keep you on, to make it money. That's what it's designed for. This is why you see more commercials than before. This is why you see more, what do they call it? Ads. I used to boost for Mommy Mondays. And let me see, it was like, for it to be shown for 5 days to, like, let's say to 100,000 people, it costs like $50. And so you would boost. But the problem with boosting is it's showing up sometimes on random people's pages. So I am paying just to show up. And so for me, honestly, I had to let go of that. Well, wait, that's part of my management. I'm not about to pay for things, not because I don't believe in myself, but is it really doing what I just believe that God's going to send it to whoever's going to send it to. And I've just come to terms with that. I've come to peace with that. That's what helps me sleep at night versus, oh my God, how many views did I get? Oh my God. You know what I mean? I need to pay more money. That's what it wants. That's what it wants. Okay. And so lastly, when it comes to our children, again, it's based off of what your children are consuming. And so as parents, we have to watch what our children are engaging with, because not only is it going to keep sending them the same thing, but our kids lack self-awareness. And so we have to be the self-awareness for them until they're able to be aware. This is why, again, just like how what we consume changes our narrative, same thing with our children. So if they're watching stuff that is, forget your parents or transgender information, if they're watching just stuff that's not what goes with your core beliefs, you have to watch it, because it will keep pouring into them because they want our kids. Do you know the number one consumer of social media is children? And it wants your child to stay on. It wants you to buy whatever it's selling. And so we have to be watchful of our children. And you could be watchful even if you're not always on their phone. I do totally agree with putting limits, all kinds of stuff, because my God, nothing is more shocking than thinking your kid's watching Barbie and then next thing you know, Ken's coming in and they're doing all kinds of stuff. There are things on social media that's specifically targeted to children that are not age appropriate. I'm going to put it like that. And so I put limits on things, but watch how your children are engaging with you. Watch how your children are doing different things. Watch their attitudes. And I guarantee you it came from somewhere. And if they're on social media, then that's where. But personally, I don't have my kids on social media. I have them on YouTube based off of what we're having them watch. And I'll probably share at another time why, outside of just, I don't want them just seeing anything, but it's our job to watch their self-awareness. Okay. So before I wrap up today, I do want to share with you a good thing about social media. And I'm not, again, I hope I didn't just make it feel like it's all bad. It's not. But here's someone that personally has made me feel, I wouldn't say someone because I've only seen 1 or 2 videos of her, but these are the type of things that I pray that we're watching, because we need solutions. We need ideas. This cookie cutter generalization of parenthood, it ain't given, right? Because it's given more comparison. It's given more, if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not asking God. I'm not challenging myself to find a strategy. I'm just going off of whatever the wave is. But this woman, I like what she's doing because she's telling her story. And you'll be surprised. She has been hated on so much just for her story.
In here, just a few things we do in our home to make our life a little bit more manageable. Tech time is only Tuesdays and Thursdays. You get an hour. And you have to check out the laptops so we know who had them last, just in case they get lost or broken. Bath and shower days are Sunday and Wednesday. If you need a bath in between that, then absolutely. But otherwise, that's good enough. The kids get allowance. They get $1 for every year of how old they are. This means I don't have to keep track of who I bought, what, when. I can just be like, okay, do you have any money? No sleepovers. Then I don't have to decide who had a sleepover when, whose house is safe, is it safe enough. Just, yes, we do late nights, no sleepovers. Everybody has 2 chores. And you do those 2 chores every single day for an entire year. No chore charts to keep track of. Kids get really good at their chores. There's no moaning and complaining when I say, hey, do your chore. And they're not like, oh, I don't want to do that chore because it's just the same chore. I mean, they've grown a little bit, but just not as much. I pay my older kids to babysit. Why? Because it's not their job to take care of their siblings. Every kid gets 2 extracurriculars, something like musical or theater related, and then a sport. And this might change as the kids get older, but for now, this is all we can handle. You get a cell phone when you are 12, and only when you turn 12. We use a rotating dinner schedule. Every 2 weeks, we just have the same thing over and over until we get sick of a meal and decide to come up with a new one. No food allowed outside of the kitchen. Absolutely not. Free crafts available pretty much any time of the day, whenever you want, but they have to stay in the craft area. And last but not least, but most importantly, Mom leaves the house every Tuesday night to take herself on a little date night.
Now, how does that make you feel? Right? Even if you don't have that many kids, there are some good nuggets in there that we could pull from. There's some things we may not have liked, whatever it is. But this mama is finding out what works for her and it's sharing that. And that's what I miss about social media, the organic side of things. Like, this is my life. This is what works for me. This is how I'm doing these things. Take it or leave it. And again, she's gotten a lot of hate from it. But at the end of the day, she's a mom of 6 doing what works best for her. And so I pray as you go through your week, through your own social media experiences, that you really ask yourself, that we really ask ourselves, is this supporting the lifestyle that I want? Is this helping me any type of way? Why am I doing this? And is it encouraging me to find my own path on the journey of motherhood? I don't want anybody doing any mom goals around here. Okay. I don't believe in mom goals. If anybody's our mom goal, it's us, where we see ourselves and what we're doing with our children. That's the mom goals. And so anything we see to help us support that vision, great. But we don't need comparison. God has given us specifically our child, specifically to us for a reason. And he has strategy. He has ways of giving us tools that we need. And so I pray that we use that space to encourage that, to encourage community, to encourage just sober minds. And so that's all I have for you guys today. Kiki said ideas for sure. That's her reason being on. And guys, as you go throughout your week, if you're catching the recaps, make sure feel free to comment whatever works for you. What are some people that you like? What are some things that you do? So that way we can kind of all build our portfolio around this space. But I got to go back to school. I love you guys so much. I pray you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week on purpose. And feel free to continue the conversations in your home and how social media is impacting motherhood, childhood, your marriages, whatever it is. But at least we need to talk about it. All right. Have a wonderful week on purpose, guys. Bye.